Hello everyone, myself Nasir Hassan. I am an assistant professor at TMIMT Tirthankar Mahavir University, Moradabad. In the previous sessions, we discussed about the various techniques of material control, economic order quantity. We talked about this technique of material control both in a numerical and practical way, in a theoretical way also. After that, we covered LIFO approach, covering its both theoretical and numerical aspects. Moving on further, today in this session, we will be discussing about FIFO approach. In the same manner, first we will discuss its theory, then we will solve some numerical aspects. So let us first try to understand theoretically what is FIFO approach. An inventory system known as first in first out assumes that the first products acquired will also be the first goods sold. As a result, older inventory will be transported before newer inventory, and each item's price or value reflects the most precise estimate available. Now, in case under this method, the material received first are the first to be issued. That is, the order in which the material are received in the store are issued at their cost price in the same order. For example, a company manufacturing mixer grinder. In first week, it purchases 20 mixer grinders at the rate of rupees 100 each. In the second week, it purchases another 20 mixer grinders at the rate of rupees 500 each. If it is following the FIFO approach, definitely it will issue the material, the mixer grinder which have been purchased in the previous week, that is at the rate of rupees 100. So, in case of FIFO approach, method follows the principle that material received first are issued first. After the first lot or batch of material is exhausted, the next lot is taken for the supply. The inventory is priced at the latest cost. Pricing of material issued, benefits of FIFO method. What are the benefits for following the FIFO method? This method is easy to understand and simple to operate. Logical because it takes into consideration the normal practice of utilizing first those materials which have been received first. Thus, it minimizes the deterioration or obsolescence of raw material. Valuation of stock at market price. The price of the material in hand at the end is found almost equal to the market price of such material. Issue at purchase price. Under this method, material are issued at purchase price and thus method recovers the cost price of the materials. Apart from advantages, FIFO method has certain disadvantages also. Difficult in storage. It is very difficult to separately store the material purchased at different prices and on different dates. Different prices on same date. When the company is following FIFO accounting approach, there are chances the material price of the material issued to different jobs on the same date may be different. Difference in cost and market price. As the material is issued on old prices, the production cost may not be equal to the market price. Not suitable when prices are rising. If the market prices are rising, then obviously FIFO method is not a best thing you can look upon. It is not suitable when the prices in the market are rising. Possibility of clerical error. If raw material is purchased frequently at fluctuating price, this method can increase the possibility of clerical errors. Suitability of FIFO method. We have to see where and how this method has a best suitability. This method is suitable when prices of materials are falling in the market because in this method, material purchased earlier at higher prices is charged to the cost of production and remaining stock may be shown at replacement cost or near to recent market price. This method is suitable when the material is subject to deterioration. Impacts of FIFO method. Impacts of FIFO method have been studied on three aspects, that is impact on cost, impact on inventory valuation, impact on profit. In this method, impact on cost. In this method, cost of production does not reflect the current market price of material because purchase price of earliest and subsequent lots of purchase are adopted for the costing of materials issued. Many times, different prices of different lots are to be used in single issue of material. Moreover, the cost of production is understated or overstated depending upon the fluctuation in the prices of materials in the market. Impact on inventory valuation. The total value of stock is also influenced with the rise or fall in the cost of materials. However, the value of closing stock tends to reflect current market prices. Impact on profit. The overall profit remains unaffected because the difference in value of issue of material is compensated by corresponding difference in the valuation of closing stock. However, the profit of a particular job may be affected. So these are the certain impacts that FIFO methods has on cost, inventory valuation and profit. Now, moving on further, we will try to understand the concept of FIFO method with the help of certain numerical aspects. As we have done in LIFO method, we will make the format. We will make the format as it is. We have been given in the question, from the following particulars, prepare store ledger account on the basis of FIFO approach. Receipts and issues are given for different dates. Now, for receipts, we have quantity, rate and amount. For issues, we have quantity, rate and amount. For balance also, we have quantity, rate and amount. Now, to avoid any calculation mistake, it is advisable that we should record the transactions on the basis of dates. If we are following dates, there are just 0% chances that there will be any mistake in conducting any numerical. Now see, for example, December 3, then we will go for transaction of December 4, irrespective of receipts and issues. So let's start first. On December 3, the firm is receiving 200 kg at the rate of rupees 20. December 3, 200 kg at the rate of rupees 20, which makes up to amount 200 into 20, 4,000 rupees. Now there are no issues on December 3. We will take the same December 3, 200 units in a balance column. 200 into 20, which will make up to 4,000. Next is in December 4. December 4, we have 100 kg of material. Sorry, it is not purchased. These are issued. 100 kg of material have been issued at the rate of rupees 20 because we don't have any other balance in the stock. So we will issue 100 kg from the 200 units which are already in our balance, which makes up to 200. Out of 200, we have issued 100 over here. Now 200 minus 100 will give you 100 units in a balance at the rate of rupees 20. Sorry, it will be 2000. Correct it. It will be 2000. Next date is December 10. On December 10, we have issues of 50 kg. We don't have any other units in the stock. We only have 100 units at the rate of rupees 20. So we will issue 50 units at the rate of rupees 20 again which will give you amount of 1000. 50 into 20, 1000. Out of 100, we have issued 50. So in balance column, we have 50 units at the rate of rupees 20. Amount will be 1000. Next is December 18. On December 18, we have receipts at the rate 300 units at the rate of rupees 18, which makes up to rupees 5400. Now in balance, as I have said in the previous session also, before noticing down the balance, we need to see if there is any balance remaining in the previous date. First, we will copy that balance, carry forward that balance in the current date of December 18. Then we will carry forward this December 18 balance in the same date, December 18. So in December 18, first we will copy the balance remaining on 10 December. Then we will copy the balance of 300 units at the rate of rupees 18, because in December 18 no issues have been done. Next come the date of is the date for transaction is December 20. On December 20, 300 kg have been issued. Now that's call for come with the next column. We will copy this as next column. On December 20, we have transaction of 300 kg. Now on 300 kg, material issued, as we are following the FIFO method, first we will exhaust the material of 50 units because it has been purchased first. If it would have been LIFO method, definitely we would have first exhaust this 300 units. But we are following FIFO method, we will first exhaust these 50 units. So 50 units at the rate of rupees 20, which will give you 1000. Next is out of 300, 250 are remaining. 250 we will issue from these 300 units. 250 at the rate of rupees 18, which will give you total of these let's make a total. Just a second. It will give you 250 into 18. It's 4500. 4500. Total is 5500. Now, out of 300, we have issued 250 units. Then 50 units are remaining. On December 20, the balance will remain for 50 units at the rate of rupees 18, and which will give you amount of 900. Next is December 28. December 28. December 28, we have received 50 kgs. 50 kgs at the rate of rupees 15, and which will make a amount of 750. Now, no issues have been done on December 28. So we will simply carry down the balance 50. First of all, as the general rule, I have told you that first we need to carry down the previous balance, then we will note down the current balance. Previous balance we have carried forward in December 28. Now we will take this December 28 receipts. We will take this December 28 receipts in a balance of December 28 because no issues have been done so far. uh, now December 30. Next transaction is on December 30. On December 30, we have issues of 100 kg. First of all, we will issue 50 kg from the balance at the rate of rupees 18 because these have been purchased first. So these will be issued first. 18 and 900. And next 50 will be issued from December 28 receipts. That is at the rate of rupees 15, which makes up to 750. Hence, the balance appears to be nil now. There is no balance remaining. So this question is complete. We have solved this question with the help of a FIFO approach. And FIFO approach is first in first out approach. And for your general understanding, I again repeat the same numerical. See, the question is saying, from the following particulars, prepare a store's ledger account on the basis of FIFO approach. On one side, we have been given receipts. On other side, we have been given issues. Receipts, it is clearly mentioned on what quantity is purchased at what price per unit, and issues. Now, for format purpose, we will take three aspects: receipts, issues, and balance. In receipts, we will check quantity, write rate as well as amount. In issues, we will write quantity, rate, and amount. In balance also, we will mention the units, rate, and amount. As I have told you, for solving any question related to pricing of material issued, you have to be very careful with the dates and the balance of amount you are noting down. If any clerical mistake is not done in these two aspects, there are 0% chances of your answer getting wrong. So you have to be very careful with the date and the transactions. The first transaction is done on December 23rd, where 200 kg of material is purchased at the rate of rupees 20. So we will note down under receipts heading, 200 material is purchased at the rate of rupees 20, which makes up to 200 into 24,000 rupees. As no issues have been done, this similar amount will be carried forward in the balance column, 200 into 20, that is rupees 4,000. Now December 4. Next transaction is for December 4, where 100 kg of material is issued. Out of 200, 100 will be issued at the rate of rupees 20 and amount will be 2,000. After out of 200, 100 is issued, then the remaining balance will be 100 quantity of material at the rate of rupees 20. Amount will be rupees 20,000. So this is all about December 3 and December 4 transaction, because no issues have been done in between. So all we have remaining, our stock is 200 and we will simply issue them, and remaining balance will be noted down. Next is December 10. In December 10, 50 kg has been issued. 100 kg is remaining at the date of December 24. So we will issue 50 kg from 100 kg and Out of 100, 50 kg has been issued and 50 is being noted down in a balance column. Now, on December 18, there were again receipts for 300 kg. So 300 kg at the rate of rupees 18, which makes up to 5400. I have already told you that before noticing down the balance, first we need to understand that we have noted down the balance of a previous date. First, we will carry forward this balance on December 10 in a current date of December 18. Then we will note down this 300 balance of December 18 in December 18 itself. Because no issues have been done, so therefore we will carry down this amount as it is in a balance column. Now the transaction for December 18 has been closed. Next is December 20. December 20, we have to issue 300 kg. As we are following FIFO method, first the old material purchase will be exhausted. First we will issue 50 units at the rate of rupees 20. Out of 300 we have issued 15 units and now remaining 250 will be issued from the purchases made on December 18. So we will issue 250 at the rate of rupees 18, which makes up to 4500 amount, and out of 300 we have issued 250 amount. Quantity balance is 50 at the rate of rupees 18, which makes up to 900 rupees. Now on December 28, again receipts have been done at the rate of rupees 15. 50 kg units, 50 kg at the rate of rupees 15. So 50 into 15 will make 750. First, we will carry down the balance of December 20 in December 28, 50 at the rate of rupees 18. Then we will carry forward this balance in December 28 itself because no issues have been done in December 28. So we will carry this amount as it is in the balance column. Now on December 30, 100 kg have been issued. As we have first lot, material purchase first was at rupees 18. So first we will exhaust this lot, which is at the rate of rupees 18. Then we will exhaust this lot which has been purchased at the rate of rupees 15. Because this we are following FIFO method. Material purchased first will be issued first. Now as you can see from the question, all of the receipts which were made have been issued, and on December 30 company is left with no balance in units. So all the material which has been purchased has been issued on the basis of FIFO method. So in FIFO method, material purchased first will be issued first. Thank you so much. So we have covered both the aspects, that is numerical as well as your theoretical aspects related to FIFO method, as well as numerical as well as theoretical aspects related to LIFO method. I hope by now you must have all understood the basic concepts relating to pricing of material issued. So thank you so much. That's all for the day.